Hey, welcome to The Flipping Truth with Wes and Dave. We are part-time resellers selling on eBay, Dibdit, and other platforms. Each week, we just talk openly and honestly about what's working for us, what's not working, and what we're learning along the way. Wes, how you doing?
Doing great. After I
Great.
survived my major sinus infection, I can actually talk again.
Well, you sound good, man. You sound good. Listen, tonight, Wes, I thought we'd be talking about something that might be interesting to a lot of people. Tonight, we're going to talk about how do we spot profitable items quickly at estate sales, yard sales, and thrift stores or similar places, wherever we're shopping. So this is something that's taken a long time to learn. But when you walk into an estate sale or, say, a yard sale, what's the first thing you're scanning for?
Mine starts way back when I decided what I wanted to sell and how much I wanted to sell. You got to focus on your niche. For me, I'm thinking of things that I want to be selling and I want to be thrifting. It helps me pass by a lot of different things that may be in front of me. Now, there might be something that catches my eye. Say if I'm in an estate sale and I go, oh, I may take a glance at it, but I try to stay hyper focused on what I'm after, try to get in and get out. What about you?
That's the same thing. Since I've niched down to some different categories, but I've kind of looked for the high profit items that I know in the back of my head. So if I see digital cameras or, I'll look over the table and I'll see a bunch of electronic equipment of some sort, I'll probably hit those quick, and I might skip seeing me. If I see comics over on one side, I'll be tempted to go over there, but I'm going to look and see if I can see anything that's highly profitable first, because, in the end, that's where I want to get to quick. I would eventually get to the niche items that I like, but I'm going to look for those profitable items first to see if there's something I can flip fast and make some good money on it.
Brand names is another thing I look for.
Yeah. So what brand names are you looking for? Any particular things, or is just,
if it's the ones that, and I'm not going to give any specific ones right here, but I'm just saying if it's ones that I know are real good sellers, I'm going to pick those up every single time. Basically,
Gotcha.
regardless of what it is, and if I know it's a good seller, it's got a good brand name, I'm gonna grab that.
Do you do a lot of research when you walk into a thrift store or say a garage sale? Are you using your phone the entire time, or are you going more on gut instinct?
Mine's about 50-50. I feel like I waste a lot of time trying to look things up. Mm-hmm. When I get there, I don't want to really have my phone out and try to hustle through it, because you could have 8 other people behind you walk right by and pick up something that you could have had for a profit. So I try my best not to. Now, if it's something I don't know anything about and I'm highly interested in it, sure, I'm going to use my phone to look that item up before I would purchase it. What about you?
Yeah, the same thing. I I try not to use my phone. In the very beginning, when I first started going to garage sales and stuff, I was probably on my phone way too much, and at the detriment of losing something. So
Mm-hmm.
there would be other people come in and get stuff before me, and I'd be like, oh man, But I'm sitting there looking up something that's $5. I'm like, why am I looking this up? So
Right.
I think over time, I've just kind of got it into my head the kind of things that I know to look for. I get that gut instinct now, and I think that just comes with time. It comes from watching a lot of videos too. I mean, I've watched a lot of YouTubers and what they pick up, and so those things stick in the back of your head, and you go, I've seen that before. I know this might be good. So, but you just sometimes you have to look something up because you don't know. But a lot of times, what I'll do is I'll grab it and take it along with me, and take it for the ride, and then I'll be grabbing up stuff that I'm looking at and the stuff that I'm going to buy that I know, but I'll carry that along until I get to the point and just kind of look it up and say, okay, garage sales is a little harder. You got to carry stuff like this, right? But at a thrift store, you have a basket, so you can just toss it in the basket and do a search later. But because you're trying to move fast and look at everything as fast as you can. So I use probably more gut instinct than I do phone, which, has led to some good buys and it's led to some, bad buys too. So,
which I have actually tried this in the past. I've taken like a Walmart, those plastic bags with me and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've asked the people, hey, would you care, since I have all these items, can I put these here? And they're either they'll say to me that'll be fine, not a problem, because they're pricing their stuff $1, $2, $3 items,
right?
And then they'll get to look through the bag when I'm finished, or they'll say, well, whatever you have, I can just set it over here for you.
Yeah, yeah.
So that kind of helps. Plus, like you're saying though, you've got your hands full. It's kind of hard to fight your phone and trying to look stuff up. But if you can get at a good price point, take a shot at it, look it up later.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's important to kind of think too. I mean, if you're paying $1 for something and you think it has a potential to sell, $1 is a pretty small amount to pay. But it'd be different if I was, looking at something that I'm going to pay $30 or $40 for. If I bought something that's a little more expensive, I'm going to take a few minutes to kind of look it up and say, okay, am I going to get something returned on this or not? So I have to think about a little bit more. When you kind of looking through categories and stuff, though, you said that if you were really short on time, you kind of niche down. But if there are specific categories that you just go in there and look for right away, or things that you just look for right away, if you were only 5 minutes to walk into a sale and out of it, do you have something you kind of look for?
I would probably look for if they have any unique collectibles. And let me show you an example. I have one hanging right above me here that you can't see. I'll pull it down here.
Oh yeah. Look at that
airplane. It's made out of tin,
man. And
I picked this thing up. It's just a simple little machine, Yeah, it's got Christmas little things
stuff on it. Yeah,
I don't know who this is, but I picked this thing up for $1. It's on eBay right now. They've got these on there for about $20-$25 that are selling.
See,
didn't know anything about it, but I thought, you know what, that is a unique little toy, and I just picked that up a few weeks back. So,
yeah, I mean, it's a quick pickup and it's easy and it looks unique, right? So right. I think that's something that maybe that's a visual cue. Is that kind of do you use like visual cues of anything that when you stop and pick something up? I mean, if you see something, if it looks unique, what do you do?
Definitely visual cues, because I'm like, that looks like something out of the ordinary. Because you see a lot of different things, a lot of different toys. You're like, I've seen those 1,000 times. What is that? What is that little tin airplane sitting there? Let me take a look.
Yeah.
And I had just a few minutes, and I actually did pop my phone on, and I thought, oh, okay, $1 and selling for $20-$25, not bad.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, that's a good question too. That brings up what kind of mental math do you do when you're deciding is it worth to buy something? I mean, what are you thinking? What are your are you looking at sell-through rates more, or are you looking at profit potential, or what are you doing?
In that case, I would look at profit potential, because immediately I'm giving one George Washington to try to make a Jackson. That's pretty quick math.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Those are pretty good margins.
Yeah.
A lot of it is the margins, but I'm just looking at, is it unique? Will it stand out? Because you get some listings, Dave, and you know this. There's 2,000 listings on there. How are you going to stand out above everybody else on those? When you have something like this little airplane, it's unique, it's different, it's pretty well maintained, and it doesn't cost a whole lot.
Right.
Right. So that's what I do. What about you yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the same way. I mean, I'm looking for something that's if it's different, I'll probably take a chance on it and just kind of look at. I mean, I may look it up, but I have bought, and many times, I would just go in and buy a bunch of stuff, or I would, one of the things that I've been doing more of is I'll see something in a group of items like that, and I'll just say, can I buy the whole thing? Mm-hmm. And because you might get 80% of the items in there are something you can sell, maybe 20% you don't, but we have different markets we can sell on, so we can you can do something different with those. And I took a chance like that earlier this year, just for as an example, on a bunch of Christmas ornaments, right? So we were at a garage sale and she had Hallmark ornaments. She had a ton of them and she was selling them for $1 each. She had an entire table full, vintage, old ones. And then she had an entire table of Department 56 Merrymakers, the little monk Merrymakers. And she was just, piecemealing them out, selling it one at a time. And there were people kind of coming up and grabbing them. And I just walked up to the table and I just had it in my head. This is kind of like, hey, I just go, Sherry, let's see if we can buy them all and just do it. We'll do some on eBay and some on Dibdit. And we made a deal with her and we ended up buying the entire table plus the other table of Department 56 for $135. And we made probably $600-$700 off of it. But nice. I didn't even look. I looked up one ornament and it just hit me in the head and said, dude, these will sell. I mean, I just knew, I just kind of had that gut feeling. And I think that's what you have to kind of have in the very beginning, I would have never done that. But as I got more experienced and I found more stuff and I kind of got a little braver and realized that sometimes you got to spend 100 to make 500, you know, it makes a big difference. So I went in there and did that, and it paid off. It paid off there. It paid off with the big Pokemon plush buy that I did, which, you know, I'm not a big plush guy, but $65 for a table full of Pokemon plush, I've made over $1,200 off of that now.
Yeah.
So take a chance.
Well, sometimes it's risky to take those chances. And
it is.
Once you do take a risk, though, and it does pay off, does it make it easier for you to want to try to roll those dice again?
It does, and you tend to you tend to do it more, actually, to be honest with you. You know, because you go, well, I did good that time, I'll do good again. So, but it can bite you in the butt too. I mean, but you know, this was before, probably 2 years ago. I ended up doing that. We were in a big estate sale, and they had these blue plates, and they're made by, I forget, Holland, America, or something. They're really pretty plates, but they're Christmas plates. And I can't remember what they're called, but there was a stack of them. And so I made a deal, and, you know, I said, hey, I'll buy them all. And I ended up getting them all for like, I think $30. And we literally sold two. And we sold one in the booth, two on eBay, and we ended up giving the rest to Goodwill after 3 years. And so you take chances and you don't, but you know, we saw one good comp on one, and that was before I learned how to look, you know, and so that one kind of scarred me a little bit. You know, that was way back, and it said, well, I'm just not going to buy big deals like this anymore. But I learned differently, and I did. So now I do. But yeah, I mean, well, you ever bought a big? Well, I should ask you. Have you ever bought a big lot of something that you did?
You know what I did?
I know exactly what you did.
My 111 Beanie Baby mistake.
Yeah.
Which?
How did you overcome that?
They're all gone now.
Yeah, so, but you overcame it, right?
I did.
Yeah.
And so it was a long learning curve. and it was and I'll be honest, it was my very first estate sale I'd ever gone to in my life, ever.
Okay.
So I could not believe these people were just passing these things up. I was like, these are diamonds. What are they doing? They don't, you know, boy, I got an education quick. But I didn't lose. I learned. See,
yeah. Well, that's just
I did eventually get my money back on them, and then some.
Yeah. You know, I always say you can fail. It's okay to fail. That's part of life. That's part of learning. As long as you fail forward, you're learning, right? And everything's a learning experience. And that's kind of the way I treat, you know, everything that I do as well. It's a learning experience. I won't ever buy those plates again. Matter of fact, I've had several times afterwards to buy collector plates and have not done it. And Sherry would look at me and go, no, but that's what you do, right? And it's the same thing with NASCAR collectibles too. I love them. I just think they're cool. Yeah. But every time I buy them, I just get stung with them. So Sherry slaps me on the hand every time I see them. So yeah, you learn as you go through. But is there one, and last question, I think today, we'll kind of finish it off here, but is there one habit that's helped you get faster or more confident at selling profitable items or finding profitable items at garage sales?
I'm trying my best to use social media to check out trends for things that are popular.
Okay.
That's been kind of helpful to me. And I'm just now learning that it's in its infancy with me. It is a little bit harder for me to do. But I'm trying to follow the trends and see what is popular to sell. Because you can learn from a bunch of different people in a bunch of different areas.
Yeah, no, I think you're spot on with that, because I've just, and I didn't realize how much is out there on, I mean, yeah, we do YouTube and I watch a lot of YouTube, but recently I've been hitting Facebook a lot and really going through Facebook and looking at what other people are doing and what they're posting. And yeah, some stuff's funny and some stuff's this, but I see things that they're picking up and finding, and it just makes me go, oh, that's cool. I never thought about that.
Right.
Now, it may not work in our area, and I've learned that too, but you know, it gives you an idea, not necessarily look for that exact item, but an idea to look for similar items. So
right, the similar thing like you're talking about, you know, regionally it may be completely different from where you're at to where I am, but if you can find those similar items, it may work out for you. And so that's what I'm trying to do as far as moving forward with my resale business.
Yeah. That's a good plan to have, and that's a good way to kind of finish this one out. Wes, any final words tonight?
Hey, we just appreciate everybody coming in and enjoying it, and we're making it short and sweet for you to try to grab some stuff. So
Try to grab a little bit of tidbits of information. That's what we're here for. Well, listen, guys, that's the flipping truth, and we appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us. And we'll be back next week. We're going to talk about some more reselling and things that we're learning on the way. And if you guys got questions, pop them in there. We'd love to answer your questions too. Hey, we're not experts on everything, but we do know some things. We've been selling for a while, and we know what works for us, and maybe it'll work for you too. So thanks for stopping by.